Number 5. Cyclops. 2 words: laser eyes.
Technically, it's not a laser, but a focused beam with kinetic energy.
Like I said, laser eyes. What I always liked about the X-Men is that their powers in many cases are also a great burden. Limitations are always more interesting than powers because they create more conflict. Scott Summers' optical beams are extremely powerful, but Cyclops can't control his powers very well. Most mutants have problems with controlling their powers, that's why Charles Xavier Institute exists in the first place, but Cyclops can't even open his eyes if he's not wearing special glasses. Sure, his potential for destruction is incredible, but if the enemy steals his visor, there's little he can do. Fortunately, he can completely rely on his teammates. In addition to his powers, Scott is a competent melee fighter and one of the best tacticians in the Marvel Universe. He is an excellent leader and one of the big reasons why the X-Men are such an effective team. Number 4. What do you get when you combine a big ego, a fedora and gamma radiation? That's right, the answer is Joe Fixit, aka the Grey Hulk. You were expecting someone else? See, Bruce Banner has multiple personality disorder, hence there are many different versions of the Hulk born from his fractured mind. My favorite one is Joe Fixit. Joe may not be as strong as the Green Hulk, but he is very clever, not as smart as Bruce Banner. He's not a scientist, instead Grey Hulk is the street-smart Hulk. Unlike the Savage Hulk, Joe Fixit thinks 2 steps ahead and plays dirty if he has to. Living in Las Vegas as a mob enforcer, Joe resembles more an old noir movie character than what you would usually expect from the Hulk. I have never seen a noir movie in my life, but it's probably true. During the Immortal Hulk run, Joe was trapped in the Bruce Banner body for a while, but even then he was able to come out on top and outsmart his enemies by using his wits alone. Number 3. Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the most popular Marvel superhero and one of the best heroes in comic book history. We all know Peter Parker's story. After a radioactive spider bite, he became Spider-Man. But his comic book origin was slightly different than Sam Raimi's movie. In the comics he was much more selfish. Because he was bullied in school for years and had no friends, Peter hated other people and only cared about Aunt May and Uncle Ben. After all, they were the only ones that were always nice to him. So when he got his powers, he only used them to gain money. One day he ignored the robbers simply because it wasn't his problem. In the movies, Peter's behavior was more understandable because he got scammed. I'm not saying it should always be his responsibility to stop crime, but stopping this guy would be super easy, barely an inconvenience. If he just cared a little more, Uncle Ben would still be alive. So he decided that as long as he has powers, using them for the greater good is his responsibility. Years later, Spider-Man accidentally breaks his girlfriend's neck because of his lack of experience.
I'm holding your neck so you don't get whiplash. Whiplash.
Therefore, Spider-Man's sense of responsibility is forever amplified by his tremendous sense of guilt. That's why Spider-Man is the most moral paragon of heroism in the entire Marvel Universe. And no hero ever comes close to that, except Daredevil maybe, but he's Catholic, they just spawn this way. When it comes to fighting, Spider-Man is OP. People often underestimate how strong Spider-Man really is. Not to mention that his enhanced reflexes and spider sense make him very hard to hit. He can dodge bullets and fight multiple opponents at the same time. Number 2. Taskmaster. Born with the unique ability to learn any skill faster than the average human, Anthony Masters was obsessed with being the best at everything. That's why he joined the SHIELD. He was a great agent, but it was not enough. It was never enough for Anthony, so when the opportunity presented itself, he took it. One day SHIELD found out about a secret laboratory in the Bolivian mountains, where one aggressively German scientist developed a serum capable of changing Bolivian children into Austrian painters. Look at this picture. Is this Vienna? Absolutely beautiful. But because Americans apparently hate art, Anthony shot the good doctor, and this was exactly the opportunity he had waited for his whole life. He injected himself with the last vial of the serum, but he did not transform into a painter of any kind, because the only arts he was interested in were martial arts. The German serum enhanced his abilities to such a degree that he was now able to learn any skill in seconds, just by simply looking at it once. This is probably what they should do in the first place, instead of trying to transform Bolivians into this guy, but who am I to question mad scientists? After that day, Tony Masters became Taskmaster. With his newfound photographic reflexes, Taskmaster not only learned every martial arts style on Earth and how to use every weapon known to mankind, but he also regularly watches videos of superheroes and villains. And he's not only able to copy every skill his opponents have, but also perfectly predict their movements. And what's even crazier, by watching videos on double speed, he can learn to move twice as fast as a regular human, which gives him low-level super speed for a limited time. All of this makes it nearly impossible to defeat Taskmaster in a fair fight. When Daredevil fought Taskmaster for the first time, he quickly realized he couldn't win by conventional methods, so he had to hit him with a car. Moon Knight took it even farther by hitting Tony with an airplane.
The moon haunts you! One for Steven, one for Jake, one for me.
So although photographic reflexes, enhanced speed and a rich arsenal of weaponry make Taskmaster one of the most formidable foes in the Marvel Universe, he is, however, weak to cars and airplanes. Number 1. Dr. Doom. Cynthia Von Doom, a Romani witch, made a deal with Mephisto. She asked for the power to free her people from a tyrant. It didn't go well because it's Mephisto. Don't make deals with him. Never ever trust a demon. Victor Von Doom dedicated his whole life to saving his mother's soul from this demon. In order to do so, he studied science in America. It is there where he met the only man that could match his intellect, Reed Richards. Unfortunately, in many ways, Richard was a fool. As smart as he lacked Victor's vision. Victor's intellect piqued the interest of the American government. They made a deal with him to create an army of robots, perfect killing machines that could satisfy all the needs of the American military-industrial complex. In his free time, Doom was building a device capable of transporting him into Mephisto's infernal realm. Everything was going according to Doom's plan until Reed Richards messed with his notes. Nobody asked him to stick his long nose into private matters. Because of that, Doom machine failed before he was able to rescue his mother and left Victor with an infernal accurate scar on his face. Doom left US and destroyed all of his robots, leaving Americans with nothing. After that, Victor Von Doom did something that every man would do to save his mother. He defeated a Snow Yeti in 1v1 and learned magic from the Tibetan monks. The monks also helped him craft his first armor. Equipped with tremendous magical power, a newly created robot army, cool green drip and a Luger pistol, you can literally throw fireballs. Why are you using a pistol for? Anyway, eventually Doom saved Latveria and he was chosen by Latvian people to be their king. Wasn't much of a choice, to be honest. Other candidates were either fat, bald or dead, and Doom became a national hero. With his first executive order, Doom changed the name of the Latvian capital to Doomstadt, because he could, I guess. But he never forgot his mother. Every night Victor had horrible nightmares of his mother tortured by Mephisto. To gain more powers, he competed in a magic tournament held by the Vishanti, a trinity of powerful magical beings. The winner would become the new Sorcerer Supreme. Doom lost, but only because Dr. Stephen Strange got lucky. Strange was, however, so impressed by Victor Von Doom's incredible might that he offered his help in the fight against Mephisto. Doom may be arrogant, but above all, he is a reasonable man. He is not ashamed to seek help in order to save someone he cares about, unlike some people. With the support of the current Sorcerer Supreme and brilliant use of magic and technology, they were able to defeat the demon, and the soul of Cynthia Von Doom was finally free. Now Doom could fully focus on his other goal, world domination. To create the world without war, without poverty, and free of every disease, all under the benevolence of his iron rule. Doctor Doom is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe. Not only are his magical abilities equal to that of Doctor Strange, but he is also a much superior scientist and engineer than Tony Stark. His armor is very similar to that of Iron Man, but it was crafted by combining magic, science and ex-girlfriend skin.
Wait, what?
And this is why Lord Doom is the greatest hero in the Marvel Universe. All hail Latveria and all hail Doom!